Remember in my other video where I said I wanted to, how I wanted to decorate my little wall corner? Well, ideas from Pinterest has come in handy because I now know all these pictures that you see I have gathered, and I wanted to make a little Pinterest board, but I really didn't know how to do that. So what I did was I saved them to an actual excuse me, mucus in my throat. An actual, well, I think this is a Pinterest board technically, but it's not like collage like I've seen other people do it, but I ain't worried about that. That doesn't really matter much. What was I saying? Right. So Pinterest has come in handy because looking at these photos, I have a really good idea on what exactly I'm trying to have my space look like. At least part of it, you know? These photos look so cute. Especially this cat loaf thing. I don't really know what it... Actually, I do know. It's just... all these pictures is what I want. Let me take a step back. All these photos is what I think I'd want for the area because they are so adorable. I know the styles are so very different, but I think that's what makes it fun. I absolutely adore the ones with like the cute little chibi art and like the plants that they put with it. Like it's small and so colorful, and the plants give off a sort of vibe that's just calming. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Unreal, if you may. I love this bee one. It's so cute, so cute, so cute. All of these are just so cute. So cute. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Okay. You guys didn't come here to see me talk about, or this is a voice recording if you haven't guessed. You didn't come here to see me talk about how cute these posters was, or did you? Actually, I think you did, because like, why else would you have clicked? I'm just kidding. Oh, but okay, I'll try my best not to talk about how cute these posters are. Instead, I have questions for you. What kind of drinks do you think would go with these type of posters? Honestly, they all have their own different types of flavors, and I'm kind of watching this from, I'm like, oh goodness, I hope this actually, matches up. I'm watching this from my computer, and I'm recording this voiceover with my phone. So I'm seeing like this frog. This is a robbery frog thing. I don't know if that's gonna match up with this audio. Oh, it's one of those days when I just wanna, yep, that sounds about right. Anywho, no more distraction. Peace was never an option. Okay, posters. They're just so cute. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just let it go, because it's obvious I'm not gonna stop saying these things are so cute. So yeah. Now it's time to check into my 9 to 5 as a barista in Roblox. But since I'm voice recording this, let me tell y'all a story. Made by our very own Gemini. Because I ain't got time for that. It was a Monday morning and I was deep in espresso trenches, running on fumes in the faint hope that no one would order a venti half-calf, sugar-free, vanilla extra hot, split-shot latte with precisely 3 ice cubes. A very serious-looking man in a suit, let's call him Bartholomew. A prompt? Really? The register. He had the air of someone who considered ordering a coffee a high-stakes corporate merger. "I will have a large Americano," he stated, his voice a low, commanding rumble. "Sure thing," I replied, grabbing a cup. "And what kind of milk would you like with that?" Bartholomew's face scrunched up as if I'd asked him to solve a quantum physics problem, using only a toothpick. "Milk for my Americano?" I gave him my best weary, "Sir, it's 8 a.m. and I've been awake since 4. Smile. "Yes, sir. We have whole skim soy, almond, and oat." He pointed a finger, slow and deliberate, at a small glass container of a whole milk near the sugar station. "Is that the oat milk?" Now, this particular container had a black label on it that very clearly said whole milk, and it was about as oat-colored as a snowy peak. The oat milk was in a massive bright blue carton behind the counter. I paused, and a small mischievous voice in my head, which I lovingly call morning shift male, whispered, "Lean in." So I leaned in. "It is," I confided in a hushed tone, like I was sharing a top-secret ingredient. "It's our premium, unhulled, artisan aged oat milk. We call it that to confuse the competition. It's actually just whole milk." Bartholomew nodded solemnly, taking this completely absurd explanation in stride. "I see. Very clever. In that case, I will take the artisan aged whole milk." I poured a splash of whole milk into his Americano, feeling like a genius charlatan, and handed him his drink. As he walked away, taking a sip, I heard him mutter to himself, "The nutty flavor really is quite distinctive." I looked at my coworker who had witnessed the entire exchange, and we both dissolved into silent, shaking laughter. Bartholomew became a regular, and to this day, he only ever orders his coffee with the artisan aged oat milk. Well, that was quite the story by Gemini. Can we give a round of applause for Gemini? So, how did you like the story? Do you want to hear another one? Because I can ask Gemini. That's where I'm getting all these from. I can. You want another one? Okay. All right. I can give you another one. This one is called The Invisible Cup. It was a slow Tuesday afternoon, the airy kind of slow where you start wondering if everyone forgot your coffee shop exists. I was behind the counter polishing the same tamper for the 5th time when a woman with a magnificent cloud of curly hair and a very dramatic velvet coat floated up to the register. She didn't look at the menu, she looked straight through it, then pointed a perfectly manicured finger at the espresso machine. "I need a triple shot iced latte," she announced with the gravity of a queen commissioning a new crown. "And please, put it in my cup." "Absolutely," I chirped. "Do you have a personal mug with you?" She tilted her head, her expression one of utter bewilderment. "No, darling, it's invisible." I blinked. "I'm sorry?" "My cup," she repeated, drawing out the word slowly. It's invisible. I hate waste, you see, so I just carry my trusty invisible reusable cup everywhere. It's quite big, so make it a venti. For a split second, I genuinely thought I was being punked. I looked over at my coworker, who was currently attempting to become one with the mop bucket. He just shook his head and mouthed, "Play along." So I picked up an imaginary cup from the counter. It was sturdy, heavy, very large, invisible cup. Right, I said, laying the non-existent vessel in my hands. A triple shot iced venti latte in the invisible cup. That will be $6.50. She paid, and I proceeded to craft a drink. I pulled the shots, poured them with the meticulous care into the empty air, added the imaginary milk, and stirred it thoroughly with an imaginary spoon. Finally, I topped it with a large dollop of imaginary whipped cream and an imaginary drizzle of caramel. I presented the empty space on the counter with a flourish. Here you are! Careful, it's quite full, and that imaginary caramel is sticky. She reached out, carefully grasping the invisible handles. Oh, it's perfect! She sighed happily. The seal on the lid seems to be working too. Then the best part. She turned to walk out, and just as she reached the door, she gasped. She whirled back around, her eyes wide with mock horror, and put her hand to her mouth. Oh my stars! I forgot my sleeve! I rushed over, pretended to slide an invisible cardboard sleeve over the invisible cup, and gave her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. There you go. Have a lovely, non-wasteful day. And she smiled, gave me a dramatic air kiss, and floated out, carefully cradling her invisible latte. And that, my friend, is how I learned that being a barista sometimes requires you to be an improv actor too. Wow. That was a funny one. I like that one. Gemini has nice stories. What? You want to hear another one? Hey, I can read you another one. No problem. Alright. Okay. Gemini just generated another one, and here we go. This one is called The Case of the Missing Laptop Charger. It was the peak of the mid-morning rush on Wednesday, which in the coffee world is the day where everyone suddenly realizes their email inbox is terrifyingly full and the battery is terrifyingly low. I was working on the counter, a battlefield of sticky syrups and demanding stares, when a man I'll call Mr. Fidget, a regular who usually ordered a triple shot espresso and paced while waiting, marched up to the till. Excuse me? He said, his voice a tightly wound spring. I need to know if anyone has seen a black power cord. It's for a very specific type of ultrabook. It's crucial. I have a deadline. The fate of my career rests on it. I haven't seen one, I replied, honestly. But sometimes people leave them by the wall outlets. I can check the lost and found after the rush. He didn't like that answer. Not one bit. He leaned in, lowering his voice conspiratorially. What is that word? Conspiratorially? Whatever. And that's when the Thriller music started playing in my head. Look, I know this sounds crazy, he whispered, scanning the room as if a spy were lurking behind the sugar caddy. But I believe it was stolen. My brain did a quick calculation. Stolen? A boring proprietary black power cord. By whom? For what sinister purpose? Now, wait, this is where I pause the story, because that wouldn't be me talking. Anybody in this economy know economy knows how much an actual computer charger is in this day and time. So if it was stolen, yeah, I could see a computer charger being stolen, probably just for the heck of it, even if there's no computer to link it to, you know? All right, I'm gonna continue the story. Where was I? Sir, are you sure you didn't just forget it? I asked gently, trying to return us to the comforting slice of life reality. No, I was charging my laptop for exactly 17 minutes at the corner. Why did I do that? 17 minutes at the corner table. I went to the restroom. When I returned, the cord was gone. Only the laptop remained. Think about it. Why still only the power source? It's a targeted sabotage. He then proceeded to interrogate every patron near his former table. He walked up to a young woman deep in a textbook and pointed an accusing finger at her generic black backpack. Ma'am, open your bag. Now, I know your type. You're a freelance power thief. The woman looked up, pulled out her own nearly identical charger, said, Sir, this is a Starbucks. Mr. Fidget returned to the counter, defeated but still simmering with suspicion. They're all in it. They're all in on it, he muttered. The whole cafe is a network of power cord conspirators. At that exact moment, the barista on bar, a girl named Chloe, reached down to grab the milk pitcher she kept on the lowest shelf. She straightened up and, without looking at us, pulled a tangled knot of black cable out of the neck of her apron. Hey, Maya, Chloe mumbled, still focused on steaming milk. Is this anyone's? I think I accidentally snagged it when I was wiping down the floor by the wall outlet a while ago. It's been hanging off my apron the whole time. She dangled the exact specific property black ultrabook charger. Mr. Fidget stared at the cord, then at Chloe's completely oblivious face, then at me. His entire elaborate espionage Latin theory, the targeted sabotage, the freelance power thieves, the conspirators, collapsed into a heap of anticlimactic nylon and copper wire. He grabbed the cord, his face a mixture of profound relief and utter humiliation. Right, he stammered. An accidental snag, of course. That's the simplest explanation. He then retreated to his table, plugged in his laptop, and didn't speak another word for the rest of the day. His thriller had dissolved into the bland reality of workplace clumsiness. And that, my friend, is why the most sinister thing in a coffee shop is usually just a sticky milk pitcher or a misplaced object. Wowee! That was quite the story. I'm laughing because I don't know what else to say. Did you guys like that? I liked it. I didn't know Gemini could do that, but the idea popped into my head like, oh, let's ask Gemini if he, she, they, it can give me a story to tell y'all. Yeah. While I work in this cafe, I'm like, yeah. So, this was nice. You come here often?